All right, guys. Thanks for coming. Good afternoon. Recap Saturday's game from our standpoint. MVPs of the game offensively was Anthony Torres. Thought his best game as a Rocket. He's had a very consistent season. Big touchdown there in the second quarter, which is his first career touchdown, which is hard to believe because I feel like he's played at a high level all year long and made some really good plays for us. Made a huge third down catch on the sideline there on an out route. Did a really good job blocking the edge of the defense for the most part throughout the course of the game. And like I said, he's been a consistent presence all year. Defensively, we had a bunch of guys that had a lot of production. But I thought the guy that infected the game the most was in a spot where we were without Dre Reagan Saturday, and this guy came in and played more snaps than he's played all year, and is highly productive. And Adrian Walliver at defensive end, and got the ball out there at the end, and a couple really key plays. The special teams, we gave that to Devin Maddox, and the yardage isn't going to show up on the thing, but because of the penalty, they got their long return brought back, but. Man, oh man, getting those punts caught because that punter did such a good job of hitting low line drives, and it really made it hard to field the ball going laterally. And if that thing hits the ground, that's 20 or 30 yards of extra yardage that you're not going to get back. So credit to him for catching the punts and doing a good job with that and handling the return game. It was also good to see him get in the end zone. So some real good performances individually by a lot of guys that led to a great team win. Road wins in this league are hard to get, as you guys know, and. We've been able to hit the road here for 3 straight weeks and come out of that thing 3-0. We're 2/3 through the season right now, and so everybody always talks about going to play for a championship and playing meaningful games in November, and what that looks like. I don't think you have the opportunity to do that if you don't play great through the month of October. So that middle third, I think, was a really key part to our season to allow us to have a chance to even compete here at the end of this thing. So we know we got some meaningful games that are coming up. We got a couple days here to catch our breath before we turn the page totally towards Buffalo, a team that kicked our tail last year up there in Buffalo. So we know what they're capable of, and they're a team that's playing and really controls their own destiny on their side of the conference as well. So be a big football game here next Tuesday night, and like I said, use these couple days to get healthy. Coaches on road recruiting and trying to get some guys evaluated, and we got to keep this thing rolling. So that's where we're at. With that being said, I'll take your questions.
Expanding on Torres, he's kind of the modern tight end, tall, athletic guy. How much value does that add to your offense?
Yeah, I think that's probably a better question for the quarterback. He's the guy that's looking through the defense and trying to look over the defense to find him. And in practice, I stand behind the quarterback, and oftentimes I can't see some of those guys through the middle there. You got to really work hard to get your visual points, which is part of it, but you don't with that guy. That guy's a big picture in the middle of that defense, and he's been very sure-handed, been very reliable, and he's been a weapon for us. And like I said, he's a tremendous person and a great human being. He's got a degree. We'll have a master's degree here, at the end of this semester, and really has his life in order off the field. And I think when guys do that and they are able to live right away from football becomes naturally easier for them. And I think that's what you're seeing from this guy. So glad he's on our football team. He's been a major asset for us, and we'll need him to continue to be.
And then you don't have like a true off week. You've got 10 days. How do you handle like Sunday through this Wednesday, which I guess would be technically?
Yeah, we brought him in yesterday and put this game to bed with their position coaches before their coaches got, out on the road and recruiting. We'll try to do some self-study on what we've been doing well, what we haven't been doing well, and what that looks like, and really try to catch our breath here on the recruiting end of things as you start to head into junior college evaluations, and some of these guys, these good high school players that we're working on that have a whole season of senior tape now. And then, once these guys, our players catch their breath a little bit here, we'll get back on the field and get right into Buffalo and get rolling. But, we got time to have a couple days. They'll go by fast, and then have a full week of prep for next Tuesday night.
And then you get asked about action stuff every year. Is there any secret to it, or you just basically treat, whatever day as Monday and Tuesday?
Yeah, I think that's the starting point. You always want to kick back and you reset the week, but, there's challenges there. There's 10-day breaks, there's 6-day breaks, there's 8-day breaks. What's that look like? What's the health of your team at the current moment? What do they need at this point in time in the season? I think is always a question that needs to be asked of the coach and as of the the veteran guys on the team. Where they think they are mentally, where they think they are physically, what can we do to aid that process and to, so we can put our best foot forward here, for the next 4 games of the season. And they're all going to be difficult. And again, like we start next Tuesday night with a tough stretch here. So we got to make sure that we continue to pour into them and make sure that they're feeling right for, like I said, a very important, critical time of the season.
And looking at Buffalo, what are some things you're focusing on for the Rockets offensively with their defense kind of playing as well as they've been lately?
Yeah, I mean, they've been lights out here through conference games, not giving up many points, many yards. They've been doing a really, really good job. I think they do a great job communicating. Very long, athletic secondary that keeps the ball in front of them for the most part. And, a team that I think will be familiar with what we do. I mean, they pressured us last year quite a bit and put us in some tough situations. And if you watched our game from last year, what they have to be really happy with is how many times they turned us over. And, and that's kind of the name of the game here in college football as of late. There's plenty of examples on Saturday of teams that turned it over, and you get beat when you turn it over. So we've got to take care of the ball, and they did a good job of taking it from us last year. So we got to value the football and, do a good job of trying to find some things that'll stress them on the perimeter and make the plays when they come our way.
How much emphasis are you kind of stressing the end of last year's game to this team?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we didn't finish the game the right way last year. And, again, the turnovers are the things that stick out to me. We fumbled a ball that gave them a touchdown. We had another touchdown. We fumbled another time going into the red zone on a long run that uncharacteristic. And then we had some interceptions that were bad. So, we own that. We've owned that since the game last year. And I don't know if, yesterday's home runs don't win today's game. So, I mean, it's a new year. It's a different time. But we got to do a good job prepping and understanding that, if we're going to win this one or anything else past this, we got to take care of that football.
Does losing the year before to a team, is that like a real motivator, do you think, the next season?
I would hope so. I mean, I hope that, our guys understand that this team is more than capable and is a good football team and a well-coached team. And, we're in late October here, early November. I mean, my gosh, if you worked to get to this point in time since January 8th, 9th, 10th, whenever we reported back, and you don't have a serious mindset now and you don't have a chip on your shoulder as it pertains to what it looks like moving forward, I mean, you're in the wrong room, because I think now's when it matters the most, and this is what we worked hard for. So got to own it and got to keep practicing well and keep working on us too, but understand that this is these guys kicked our tail last year.
Jason, I was just curious, the scrum play the Eagles run, the brotherly shove, just as a fan, what do you think of that play? And would that be just too violent to practice, like if you're a college team? I mean, how do you even practice a play like that?
Yeah, I don't. That's a good question. I don't. Some of our critics don't like us going or think we should be under center all the time, which we don't do it hardly ever. But I don't. I think I see the value. Obviously, they are very good at it. They've obviously studied somebody that, from a rugby standpoint of things, and the intricacies of how to do it. And player safety there would become a major issue to me. I'm kind of scarred for life on a quarterback injury on a quarterback sneak way back when that, a guy dives around the side of the pile and is twisting the ankle of the quarterback. And I don't know. I'd hate to lose somebody on the play like that. And, yeah, it would be a violent play or a dangerous play to practice consistently. But a lot of teams are doing it, and they're very good at it. I think I saw it 3 or 4 times last night, and they didn't get stopped at all. So that's something maybe we look into in the offseason for sure.
Just another bigger picture question. Obviously, the culture of paranoia in football is a big thing now with the science deal and everything. What is, you released a depth chart, you don't cover your mouth when you're calling the plays. What is it? Why do you not treat these games like, why do you not treat this program like it's a spy agency? Like, what's the,
Yeah, I don't know. I just think there's so many schematically. There's not a lot of. Nobody invented this particular offense. Nobody invented this particular defensive scheme. Like, coaches steal stuff from other coaches, whether it's in the off season watching tape or it's midweek watching tape. It's you're not. Nobody invented the spread offense. I mean, it's evolved over time from watching other people trial and error, and being able to take that and coach it. And I think to coach it well, whatever it is that you're good at, that takes a lot of time throughout the course of the week. So if you can read my lips in between a particular time and get the play call and get that communicated to your guys, and you can get it stopped, and 24 seconds or whatever it is, or 23 seconds when the ball gets spotted, or 35 seconds when the ball gets 36 seconds when the ball gets spotted, and you actually look over there, then, man, I guess you're just a better coach than I am. I don't know. But I think that's really hard. I think that, we put more time into coaching it the right way and to doing it, how it's supposed to be done rather than worrying about all of that stuff. Is it gamesmanship? I'm sure it is. We turn on the ALCS game, whenever that is, Game 7 coming up. I'm sure there'll be gamesmanship there throughout the course of that game too. It's all over sports, but yeah, I don't know. And I get it. I understand. I see these big black banners that are covering signalers in games and stuff like that. I don't know. We just never worried about it. Maybe we don't have the budget to buy them. I don't know. I was never worried about it.
It's kind of twofold, but you mentioned the stretch you guys just got done. Is there a sense of accomplishment getting through this now, and two, obviously coming back from after 3 straight road games?
Yeah, I think that, again, I go back to the point of the now. I mean, we don't make the schedule, and I certainly don't want to sit in those meetings to make it. So whatever we get from a conference schedule, you're going to get the equal amount of road games that you are home games. Where they fall, what they do do you have opinions about that? Could I change? I wish I changed some of that. Probably. But at the end of the day, you got to play them, and they all count as one. You got to hit the road. You got to come together and play in tough environments, and you're going to have some at home that are going to be a little more easier to prepare for when it comes to the level of comfort because of your familiarity with your routine and all that. Everything's got to be treated the same, though, and I think that our guys we have a veteran group of guys that are very mature and how they handle that. And, if there's only 12 guaranteed Tuesday practices out of the year, and those go by pretty fast. And for some of these seniors, there's only 4 more of those left that are guaranteed. So, find value in good days and live in the present and do a good job of handling the now, and the rest of it takes care of itself.
Jason, just one last bigger picture thing with that. Are there, just being in this for so long, are there specific teams where you guys have to be a little more careful with your signs?
Yeah, I mean, I think that you kind of know who's, you can tell watching the videotape who's in a perfect play and who's, the perfect call to a corner blitz or something like that. It's that goes on. But again, like I said, I was a catcher on my middle school baseball team, and the coach always said, put your glove on your left leg so when the batter doesn't look down, he doesn't see your signs. I'm like, interesting. So now every time you call the signal as a catcher, you're looking up to see if the guy's looking at you. But I guess part of sports.
In the last couple of games, obviously, you guys got some good defenses, also some bad weather at times as well. Just kind of your thoughts on the offense, just what you've liked about it these past couple of games, what were those?
Yeah, we had a great first half Saturday. We stunk in the second half. I mean, got to continue to improve and get better. And I think the third down situations, those tell the story of the game on Saturday. When you're able to extend drives, when we're able to extend drives and convert third downs, we're hard to stop. And if the defense can get off the field and force punts, I mean, that's a different story. I would say that, for me, the situational football going into that game, what I think was going to be key was, Miami's goal line red zone defense had been lights out all year. I don't even know if they'd given up a touchdown all year inside the 10-yard line. And we got a few. So we got 2 of them then to start the game. And we completed 2 fourth down or converted 2 fourth downs on that second touchdown drive. So, you have to win situational football in tough games. Credit our kids for stepping up and doing a really good job in those moments. Do we want to have some things back that we'd take off the tape in the third quarter and the fourth quarter of that game? Sure it does. I mean, there's a couple calls there that I'd like to take back, and you put that right on me. I mean, I got to do a better job in a couple of those situations. So that's why we watch the tape. That's why we continue to improve and get better and put a plan together to fix those mistakes that we had last week and move on to the next one.